Hi, my name is Mary Beth Bianconi. I'm a partner at Delaware Engineering. We've been working with the Village of Coxsackie since 2004. My first day in Coxsackie was walking through the flooded wastewater treatment plant because they had had a pump failure and they really needed help. And I think that explains our relationship with the village. We've always been there to support the village and help them through everything that they've gone through. A lot of great projects, water projects, sewer projects. We assist the planning board, zoning board. A lot of really great things have happened in the last 20 years that we've been in Coxsackie. And I'm very excited to see how Coxsackie as a community has come together and really grown and is a really wonderful place for people to live, work, and play.
Delaware Engineering was already working for the village. I became mayor in 2009, and I think they started working for the village around 2004 or 2005. Mary Beth was actually my first contact even before I took office as mayor. We had a very long discussion about the infrastructure needs or lack of infrastructure that the village had. And it was a bit sobering and scary to find out the condition of some of our infrastructure. But I felt at ease because Mary Beth really had a good plan. It's just that it was a long-term plan, and I didn't know if I was going to stay mayor as long as I have. The thing that I think is most attractive about Delaware is they know the items that need to be done, and they look for the funding that becomes available. And when it becomes available, they make me aware. They will explain it all in plain English, which is important to the village board, whatever board at the time. And then the entire process is really handled by Delaware. Getting the grant money, completing the paperwork, doing the design, the bidding, the awarding of bids, and then obviously the construction. And I think a big component that I was never aware of is project management oversight. Is always having somebody on site to monitor the project and make sure that it's being done according to the plans and the design. Sewer wastewater has been our Achilles heel forever. So Delaware started working with the village even before I became mayor. When I became mayor, I knew we had infrastructure issues. I didn't know to the extent we had problems until I started talking with Delaware engineers and realized how this was going to be a long-term program to upgrade our facilities. And it actually took probably almost 10 years to get the approvals and get the funding and actually get to the point where we would upgrade this facility to have enough capacity that we needed for now and for the future. So we built it for the future as well.
I'm Brock Jusela with Delaware Engineering. I'm a partner with Delaware Engineering. I've been here since 2004. I've done a lot of work with the Village of Coxsackie through the years, but the largest project I did with them is I served as the lead engineer on the wastewater treatment plant upgrades. That upgrade increased the capacity of their sewer plant from about 2.5 million gallons a day peak flows to 6. It really enhanced the treatment capabilities. Very, very successful project. We've done a lot of smaller projects, obviously, to feed that and things like that, but that's been my favorite project that I've done with the village.
Every project we've had always has challenges, changes that come up, things that maybe were designed one way, and as construction is being done, a better way is found or sought. I've just known that that's Delaware, and they're looking to make sure we have the best product in the end, and changes and improvements are inevitable. So I'm just glad that I have somebody that's way smarter than me for these projects to watch out for the village and make sure that things are being done appropriately. I've had situations like urgent situations, like in the middle of the night. The most memorable one was about 10 years ago, about 6 or 7 o'clock at night, we found out that the main water feeder line from the water plant had broke. It had broken right by the creek in West Coxsackie. It was obviously an immediate figure out how to fix it. And I called Delaware Engineering, and Alan Tavener was here within about an hour and 20 minutes. And he got everything into play to contact the appropriate contractor, and they were there literally the next morning. It was a major fix, and we were technically without the regular water supply for about 2 days. But in the interim, my fire chief and Delaware had come up with a plan, and we actually stretched 5-inch fire hose from one fire hydrant before the break to a fire hydrant after the break. And that is how we supplied the village with water for 2 days, and it worked. What is the end result of that? The school was able to stay open. They did have to boil water, or they had to use bottled water, but we were able to keep businesses open and keep the school open, and that was quite the challenge. We have very, very active community with a lot of different service organizations. We have the annual Riverside Festival here in Riverside Park. It's in September each year. Delaware is always a major contributor to that. We have other various organizations and projects in the village and town of Coxsackie that Delaware always contributes to. We really appreciate that, and those organizations appreciate that. Any organization, and I run several other organizations besides the village, and your most important asset, valuable asset, is your people. And one of the things I've always found with the people at Delaware is I never have to wonder where a project is. At any one time, we may have 3 or 4 projects running with Delaware. And if a board member or somebody from the public would like to know where it's at, I know right off the top of my head, because I never go more than a week or maybe a couple weeks without getting some type of update. So we know where things are.